Good evening. I think we're live. I hope we're live. Let's just quickly check in with the technology that be.
I wonder, is it worth living now?
Oh, we've got some lyrics on this.
Come true once you live it out. I picked the pieces from my childhood in a broken house and heal my soul from the trauma we've been given now. I hear the whispers in the wind under smoky clouds and tell myself once again I'ma work it out. So much
Good evening, Flingus Dingus. Good evening, Paul.
Yeah, it's feeling different now. Feel like I'm zoned out, put my phone down, damn it's cold out. Plotting on a rollout, we took our own route, really on our own now. These them winter schemes, plotting for better dreams, cooking flows and melodies for OGs with felonies who've been locked since the 70s. You gotta pray for enemies with jealousy, they only feed off the good-hearted, just don't bargain. Keep hogging. Know that you a target and gotta finish what you started. Life of being an artist, gotta show them where your heart is. Put your all in, keep calling, keep going, don't stall it. Don't fall for what they all been.
Good evening.
I wonder, is it worth living now? They told me dreams come true once you live it out. I picked the pieces from my childhood in a broken house.
We need rap music with Warhammer lyrics. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. That is something that the world needs. I 100% wholeheartedly agree. Good evening, Mr. Robert Blake. I'm really vibing on this music. I downloaded a new album called Feel Good Hip Hop from Epidemic Sound. It's quite a lot, isn't it? Should we skip it? Let's get something called Untrained Eye. There we go. This might be cool. I've not listened through this. I've not listened through this album yet. I like this beat though. It's cool. Don't worry, I'm not going to start rapping. Yes, hello. We are doing some live hobby once again. However, as per usual, I'm woefully underprepared. And I haven't decided what it is I am actually going to do. So I will leave that choice up to you guys. We've got a lot of building to do. So I suspect that's probably what we're going to end up doing. And I know that's something a few people have asked to see, is how I build miniatures. So we're definitely going to do that. The choices that we have at our disposal today for building are demonettes. We've got Atrazan Blazing Cavalcade. Yes. I'm fully leaning into the demons. We've got, of course, we've got the big boy. We've got Dominion. We could build that. That could be fun to do together. And obviously talk and hang out and all that kind of stuff. I can also try and think of some things to paint. What have I got that could be used to paint today? I have a captain that's in progress. I don't have a lot that's primed and built. Well, I suppose I do have a chaplain on bike we could maybe play with. Alright, here we go. Here's the choices then. So you can see me build some demonettes. You can see me build Dominion. Or we can potentially paint a Primaris chaplain on bike. Or we can at least make a good start on a Primaris chaplain on bike. I will leave it up to you guys. Just let me know in the chat. Paul Naskow asks, what kind of camera do you use to make your tutorials? I use an iPhone. This iPhone. I believe it's an iPhone 11. Hang on, let me figure that out. where is it? Settings, general, about. It's an iPhone 11 Pro. That's what I do all my filming on. And I don't know if you can see it, but you see this arm here. So this has got a nice grabby hand. I've got a spare one around here somewhere. Ah, there it is. So this is the articulated arm that I use with its grabby hand. And the iPhone just goes in there. Like so. Ah! Don't want to drop it, it's your phone. There we go. Just goes in there like that. Hangs over the top of my desk. Like so. The reason for that is because the iPhone 11 Pro's camera is fantastic. And it means I can film in 1080p, 60 FPS. I could go up to 4K, but as we've mentioned before, I don't currently have the editing capacity to do that. Hello, Griff Plop. Contrast Paint God. Thank you very much. Robert has just finished building Dominion, so would like to see the chaplain on bike, please. Things that fall out of my head. Ross has said build the Alcatraz man on his frisbee. Flingus Dingus has said the chaplain. We've got many votes for the chaplain. You guys are going to make me paint a chaplain, aren't you? Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could use your S10 if the camera's good enough. That's it. And then all I do. So in terms of what I do is, I film it all on the iPhone, and then it gets all uploaded to iCloud. Then I download it from iCloud onto my computer and edit it that way. The very first few tutorials that I did were actually edited on my phone. Just gonna see if I can get this camera more in focus. Is that better? It looks a bit out of focus. Sorry, I'm getting my close up of my fingers. And my thumb is only moderately mucky today. The advantages of doing it on my phone is that the microphone's reasonably good as well. So I don't actually have to plug a mic in. I can, and I often do when I do like face-to-face stuff. But when I'm doing the overhead stuff, because the camera is literally right here when I'm painting, sometimes it's like right up there, but sometimes most of the time it's down there. I actually don't need to be too far away, because I do all of my voiceover work as I'm painting as well. Sometimes I replace it if there's weird noises or whatever, or my partner Alice makes some interesting noise. But yeah, much of the time, because the iPhone is kind of just designed for that sort of thing. And like I said, I used to edit it on the phone, but it's way too complicated. And also, you know, I try to give you guys the best experience I can. You know, get all those fancy transitions and, you know, descriptions and things in the video. So, there we go. Paul says do the frisbee guy. Just Kev, hey dude, recently discovered your channel and love your Contrast Plus tutorials. Please do Cruel Boys. Don't you worry, Just Kev. We were doing every single thing in the Dominion box. Yes. We will absolutely be doing that. My plan for those who are interested in Dominion is I'm going to do most of the Stormcasters one Storm host, but I'm going to keep 5 of the Vindictors aside and going to do each of the main Storm hosts I can think of. So Hammers of Sigmar, Celestial Vindicators, Celestial Warbringers, Anvils of the Helden Hammer, and Hallowed Knights, I think, are the 5 that I'm going to do. And then the other one, the main set, I haven't decided. They're probably going to be Hallowed Knights, but they could be Hammers of Sigmar because of the new Lord Commander Bastion made me feel things. What's your favourite contrast colour? After ignoring them for a long time, I'm using them for glazes now, and I'm quite pleased so far. Awesome. My favourite for glazing, actually, if that's what you're doing the most of, my favourite is using really thinned down Leviathan blue for a glaze on black. I really like doing that. I also really like a thinned down Flesh Terrors red and using that as a glaze over red because it makes it just feel so vibrant. My favourite contrast colour though, whew, very difficult. I think it's probably Blood Angels Red, because that's the one I've used the most of, with the hundreds of thousands of points worth of, well, it's not as much as that, but the hundreds of Blood Angels characters, models that I've painted. Ooh, I do apologise. And keep it easy, please. I will try my best. I will try my best. The thing that's been important for the Cruel Boys is I needed to receive these paints: Auric Flesh, Hobgrot Hide, and Thondia Brown, because these, pretty much all three of these are meant for thingy. I needed to see what the tone of that was. I really needed to see what the tone of that was so that I could make a contrast mix to replicate that. So that's what we're going to do. You're welcome, Paul, no worries. Griffplop, Gradual, you're welcome. I'm a new painter and will try to paint soon a Minotaur, trying to do something like you have done with Kragnos. Wish me luck. Good luck. Good luck. That Kragnos recipe, I love it. Flesh Terrors and Shyish Purple are your favourites. Yeah, they're very strong. Glaze and wash, what's the difference? Glaze thinned with water or medium? Glazing, you use a thinner paint to enrich or change or build up a colour. A wash, otherwise known as a shade, is used to apply the shadows. Right? So typically you use something like Agrax Earthshade or Nuln Oil to add the shadows or pick out the details in, for example, like metallics. It's the easiest thing I can think of, is if you paint something lead belcher, you then shade it with Nuln Oil, and that's to pick up all of the little recesses and stuff. But a glaze is realistically meant to kind of enrich that tone. I pretty much always use a medium to thin stuff down now. I don't use a wet palette or anything, and because I use contrast paints for most of my stuff, water doesn't really come into it. So if I'm using contrast medium or anything like that, that's typically what I'm doing. No, so I will be sticking to my usual thing, Contrast Plus. My point is that Auric Flesh, I didn't know what that tone was. So we went over this a few weeks ago. I think we did trying to figure out what the recipes were. I was trying to figure out what the recipe for Auric Flesh was, but without seeing the paint in person, it's very difficult for me to kind of determine what the tone is, even looking at the product photography. So quite often, like, if I look at something and it says, you know, it's painted with Rhinox Hide, I know that for that I'm using Wildwood. You know what I mean? So for Auric Flesh, I needed to see this paint in person so that I could effectively recreate it with the contrast paints. I will still be doing Contrast Plus, do not worry. These might appear as highlights. They might even appear as bases, but because there's an argument to be made that you could just base all the skin with Auric Flesh and then use something to shade it, but I will have a think about how it's going to be done. Your Blood Angels Mephiston vid was what got me into contrast paints. Oh, thank you very much. I loved making that. I've just painted a second Mephiston. Do you guys want to see my Mephistons side by side? I've got my Mephiston, I've got my customer's Mephiston. We can do that. I'm going to grab the chaplain so that we can do this thing. He's over there, I think. And we need that. And we're going to need paintbrushes. Nearly falling over. Here we go. Primaris Chaplain on bike. Here he is. Looks like we're doing the Chaplain. Underdog painting. Hey guys, hope all are well. Just picked up my Dominion box set. to make content, ready to make content for my channel. Awesome Underdog Painting. We'll be battling it out for views. No, we won't. Guys, go check out Underdog Painting's channel when he makes his content. Or go check it out now. Or stay and hang out with me and then check it out afterwards. Yeah, so I've got 2 of these. This is my friend Adam, who is a collaborator on the channel. This is Adam's. So I'm going to be painting this one. Same colours as usual for a chaplain. Black. We're going to do 2 different types of black on this. I'll film, because I got the other one. I'll film a tutorial for this as well. But we're gonna paint this one today, and you'll see how that goes. You must paint Lord Croak. Don't worry, Croak's here. I know I show him off every stream, but he's here. There he is. There's the bad boy. I don't want to... I've only got 1 Croak, though, so I can't live stream him and then also do a tutorial. So, yeah, there's Croak. I can't... Yeah, so... You are very welcome, Underdog Paints. Do you use Skeleton Horde on Grey Seer? Is it a good shade? I use Skeleton here. I use Skeleton Horde on Grey Seer all of the time. In fact, I'm pretty certain my Solar Watch video was over Grey Seer. I could be wrong, but it is a lovely shade. It's cold. It's a cold bone. So yeah, it's a cold bone colour when you use Skeleton Horde over Grey Seer. Right, I've actually picked up the wrong paint, because for this guy, as with the Outriders tutorial, the best place to start is by painting inside. And by inside, I mean paint those inner edges. And edges, inner details. So that's going to be a metallic. I've got a bit of hair there. There we go. Got it. What about more Lumineth models? Yep, I've got the entire Lumineth range in here waiting. I've had to finish some commissions. I've finished one of them, and then I've got Dominion, and then it's Lumineth. It's Lumineth all day, every day. It's alright, you can call me Simone if you want. Right, I need a metallic. Metallic paint. And there's one more thing I need. Oh, this thing. Now, normally I wheel in and out of shot, but we've had I've been a bit messy today, and I've been moving boxes around, so my runway isn't clear. So I'm having to get up and around. Having an internal debate to add texture paint before or after I paint the model. Can never decide what will be easiest. Do you mean do the base first and then paint up the model? Yeah, it can work. It depends on how messy you expect to be, I find. I always do the base last because I hate basing. Not anywhere near as much as I hate building, but I hate it all the same. So we're using Iron Warriors first. So as I probably explained in the Outriders tutorial, the reason for doing this coat first is so that we don't have to, you know, get a really nice black undercoat down and then, you know, try and negotiate the silver in and around that. So that's why we're going to do this first. So I'm just thinning down some Iron Warriors here. Here we go. Can you repeat what will be more or less the order of the next painting videos? Dominion, Morathi, Lumineth. Morathi is in there. Paul, if you're still here, I wangled a Morathi because I traded in a model that I'd already done, that I didn't need anymore. So I traded in a Marathi. But I'm going to film a video for you to paint your Marathi. How does that sound? Does that sound better? And I'll do both versions of Marathi. But basically the order of operations that we're going to be going through is Dominion, and then either Croak or Marathi, and then all the Lumineth. And there'll be various other things thrown in between, I'm absolutely certain of it. Like, you know, there's beast snaggers and all that stuff coming, so who knows, we might do all of them. Anyway, don't shave around your models. That's some advice to live by. Right, so let's get on with painting, shall we? Without further ado, I'm going to actually use a slightly smaller brush rather than that medium layer. I'm going to use a small layer here. There's lots of stuff coming, Javier.
Yeah, man, I remember being so naive when life was good.
Okay.
Palm trees. Back in the day, you were everything.
So what I'm just doing here is I'm going to be using this Iron Warriors to just pick out all of the... I'm going to close this pot as well. It's quite warm up here. I don't want it to get all dry. But yes, what I'm doing is I'm going to use this Iron Warriors to pick out all of the kind of metallic details on the inside of the model first. Because whilst we are doing black, it's just a lot more sensible to kind of do this stage first. I mean, many people would tell me it's way more sensible to paint it in a sub-assembly. And to those people I would say, get out of here with your logic. That's a shame, who's to blame? I don't know, but all I know is that we still rocking them chains, still taking that whip, still trying to get paid, still trying to find out. I also need to paint my Sanguinius. That's a tutorial I need to do. These are all the terrible conditions that we bind and we put inside the minds of our children. Can't you see we in despair? As well as the blood letters. That's a tutorial that's going to come very soon. And we've got Demonette's tutorial that comes soon once I've figured out that scheme again. We've got Horrors now as well, because I've got Atrazan. Bought for me by my lovely partner Alice. I hope my people can really go make a difference instead of being the people incarcerated in prisons. I never got caught for dealing a hole in a stolen pistol, so this one goes out to Warren, my granted justice and crystal. Hold up, if you ain't adept, careful with yourself. A little bit messy here, but that's okay, because we're going to be going over it with contrast paints. To say what's on your mind. Please don't throw your stones at me for speaking what's on mine. Man, I still don't feel that comfy in my own skin. It's hard to find yourself. Try to not splodge it all over the place. Never held images of my own kin. That's why rap sheet the only place we fit it in. Yeah, you can go to court or you go on that court. You do 9 to 5 or you go play a sport. Paint the wheel in as well. House, if you out on that field, if you forget your place, you might turn to Emmett Till. Watch them legislate to execute my brothers that they kill. Got me talking about my problems as a way for me to heal. I went looking for a Beverly when I went to the hills, but I came back with a diamond and a couple dollar bills. Now they got me saying, oh yeah, don't you see we in despair? I should also mention, we do have super chat turned on. We have super stickers. So if you'd like to donate to the cause, to the channel, you absolutely can, but you do not have to. I'm just glad to hang out, answer any questions, chat, paint Warhammer for you. We'll have a good time. And we'll listen to this surprising album with lyrics all over it. Don't you see we in despair? Got crime everywhere, still selling false hope, but you just don't care. No, you just don't care. I know what you mean, Just Kev. It's a fabulous mini. This one I think was the one that sold the Indomitus era to me. I mean, everything's gorgeous in the Indomitus era, but it was like, this one, oh damn, that's the one. That's the model. It's like, quite often what I'll do is I'll look at a new range of minis, and I think the Lumineth are a good example here. I love the Lumineth stuff, I really do. But my favourite thing was the twins, the swordsman and the sorcerer. I think that's what their roles are. But I saw that model and I was like, oh, take my money. And then my lovely commission customer said, don't worry, they've taken my money for it anyway. And I was like, you're an absolute hero, dude, because I'm going to paint that for the channel. I was like, awesome, no rush on that. And I was like, cool, because I was knee-deep in a Blood Angels tutorial. In fact, actually, just to answer the question again about the order of operations, I have just finished a Redemptor Dreadnought tutorial. I'm going to be editing that over the coming days, and that will be coming out, I think, on Thursday. Because I haven't got anything else in the bank. What chapter will this chaplain be? Well, this is for Adam, so this is going to be for his custom chapter. And I can never remember their name, so if he pops into the chat and says anything, or if he's already here, he will tell you the name. But I can never remember the name of the chapter. I think they're called the Angel's Palatine, something like that. Anyway, because it's a chaplain, he'll be in this generic black colours. And his shoulder pad will be Flesh Tearers Red with silver trim. That is the colour that Adam has chosen for his chapter. So I know there's not a lot of contrast painting going on at the moment, but trust me, there will be. I'm enjoying this beat. Do 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 do. Here we go.
Yeah, man, I remember being so naive.
Hang on, we just had this song.
Back in the day, you were everything I need. But then along came a
Let's not have that again, shall we? Thank you. Breaking my flow, iTunes. It's not cool, man. If someone could keep me abreast of what the football score is today, I would be eternally grateful. Here we go. Oh, we got a little bit more. little section just here. In fact, we can do a few more silver details, I think, just on the bike itself. That one. Do that little bit there. Brush a quick wash and just check there isn't any more that we can do on there. I might have to do some nifty brush. Whoa. Yeah, I got it. Is there anywhere else? I mean, it is probably just worth doing that bit there as well, because we are going to do Basilicanum grey over the top of all of this. So thinking about it, it makes sense to do all of the silver on the bike. The chaplain himself is going to be a slightly different black. He's going to be a nice kind of light, shiny black. I feel like his bike would be a little bit more rugged. We'll do his bolters in red. That would be nice. That would be nice for his bolters. Lovely. Nearly there. Go. Lovely stuff. Okay. Sounds like the type of bit I had to listen to endlessly on my music degree and try and replicate it on a Mac I had no idea how to use. That sounds like my music degree. We have something in common, Flingus Dingus. We have many things in common, I am certain of. Andrew, how did you paint all that East silver so fast? I made a drink. My hands would take an hour to do that. Well, magic, you see. That's what I do. And it's 0-0. Whoa, it's tense in the semi-finals. So we're just going to let that dry for a few minutes because we don't want to go straight in there just yet. So is anyone else doing any hobby tonight? Or are you all nervously watching Spain versus Italy? And me, concurrently. Very, very appreciative. Thank you, by the way, for everyone being here. Dry! Kingston Uni music degree 2015 to 2018. I was at Leeds Metropolitan University and I did music technology. From when did I do it? 2009 to 2012. Awesome, Paul. You eat that dinner with, what was it? with skill and steel. Captain Titus. I think that was you, Ross, who said that originally. It made me laugh quite a lot. Painting knights for a change. Well, your knights are lovely. They're stunning beasts. Currently painting a Raider custom scheme. Interesting. Tell me more. As in on a Drukhari Raider or something else? The music tech guys were always the cool ones. They weren't on my course. They were really uncool. Because I was there. I brought the average down. So harsh on myself. I don't know why. That came out of nowhere. I do apologise.
Stretch my legs. Wash my teeth up. Wash my face.
This is NBHD Nick. How are you going to paint the skull head? The GW box art makes it look epic. Well, let's have a look at the skull head, shall we? Primaris Chaplin on bike. I'm sorry, that is making a hell of a racket. What have they done on it? It's nice, isn't it? It's quite warm, that. So what I might do for that is I might do a coat of Wraithbone over the top, and then do some Skeleton Horde. I mean, Skeleton Horde will be fine, just neat over the top of the grey seer, but who knows? Wait, does the GW version have the weird mohawk? Yes, it does. I'm painting some of my Lizardmen Blood Bowl team while listening to you concurrently. I'll save my football nerves for tomorrow. Yes, yes. Yeah, Drukhari, but some people don't like hearing that word out loud. You are welcome here, Drukhari fan. You are more than welcome here. There's a lot of Drukhari tutorials I need to make. I just haven't had the time. I've got the entire Combat Patrol, and I've got Piety and Pain. Evening, Marty. What is the favourite mini that you feel the most proud of, and the one that you had the most fun? Is Techless the answer to any of those questions? Techless was the answer to all of those questions for a long time. Then Bellicor happened. Oh, good lord, nearly knocked that over. Well, I did knock that over. Bellicor happened, and I think that might be my favourite mini I've painted. And then Kragnos happened, and I think that might be the most fun I've had. But technically, Techless is very much up there. He's in my top 5, for sure. Currently, my top 5 consists of Bellicor, not in this order, but Bellicor, Techless, Kragnos, and what have I said? Zarek the Silent King. He was a favourite. So Bellicor, Techless, Kragnos, Zarek. Who else? Oh, you know what? Sigvald. He was quite a lot of fun. I don't know who would occupy that first spot. It might be Marathi or Croak. Who knows? Who knows? Lizzie Lies, currently building and preparing Dominion. Awesome! I'm so happy. I'm so glad. My Dominion is behind me. It's on this chair behind me. This is a box of Razorback boxes. We don't want that. What we want this box. This Dominion box. It's here. It's not been taken out the saran wrap yet. Saran wrap? Cellophane? Oh, God, it's so weighty. Yes, here is my Dominion, and every single time I show it off, I pretty much hold it like a boombox. I'm very much looking forward to playing with this box and all that it contains. I was going to do it today, but instead I started filming a series of videos. I started filming a series of videos that was like the theory of how to do contrast. So I filmed a video about priming, I filmed a video about mixing, and I filmed a video about brush control, and part of that brush control video is kind of layering and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully those videos do do exactly what I hope that they will do and answer some of the questions that I think many people have when it comes to getting those nice smooth finishes that I sometimes get, and people get very upset because I'm not sure I explain it right sometimes. Where's the hot tub? Well, Ben, I couldn't afford the amount of contrast medium it would take to fill said hot tub. I also have a carpeted floor. So there you have it. Going to be preparing the bases separately so I can make the minis look especially fancy. Well, that's exactly what we like to hear. Especially fancy Dominion box. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Yes! That is Pacific Garden Grey. Oi, 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 oi. When will the videos be released? For the theory stuff? Or for Dominion? Because Dominion will be when I do them. The theory stuff... The theory stuff is going to take a little while to come together. I filmed the majority of it, but I need to put my face in them. Because no one's tired of my face, right? This is a brand new pot of Pacific Garden Grey. That's why I was shaking it for so long. Whew. Check that out. Anyway, don't you have a Patreon that helps you out financially? I do have a Patreon that does help me out financially. Unfortunately, the Patreon, I use that money to eat and pay the rent. So we will get there. Honestly, we will do the contrast hot tub matter. But for now, that's a pipe dream. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of this Pacific Garden Grey out and put it on my palette, because we're going to be doing this quite a lot. I'm going to add a blob of contrast medium to it, so it just goes a little bit further. Grab a little bit more. Here we go. Hi Skyjacker. Yeah, so yeah, the theory ones, they're coming. I'm just, like I said, there's a few bits and bobs that I need to film for it. I've done the majority of the work by actually doing the painting. I need to finish the brushstrokes one, because I've got a cape that I'm going to demonstrate it on as well. So I've done some armor for the smooth brushstrokes, and kind of just the principles of going about painting smooth things. What would be really useful is if I could just quickly knock out a kind of really kind of organically textured model. That's the other side of the tutorial, but I guess it's not entirely required for that video. Sorry, I am literally just thinking out loud here. They won't be far away, basically. So we're going to do that all over the wheel. Oh, I'm going to come around here, finish this area off, but also shading the silver, because there is method in my madness. Marvellous, that looks great. Just going to get this all over that wheel. I am being a little bit messy here because, well, the majority of this is going to be black, and famously black is quite dark, so it basically blocks out all of the blobs. fill up the area that we painted with the metallic. I'm enjoying this. Okay, so I think we've got all of that. So I'm just going to keep going. Nothing beats a fresh pot of contrast for a lovely smooth finish. Just a dash of medium in there. Honestly. Shall catch up with the chat in just a moment. Just gonna get this whole section finished. So if you've got any questions for me, drop them in now. And do tell me if you're enjoying this vibe. I'm really loving this music. Quite surprising at times. Do 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 do. There we go. Lovely. Right, here we go. So, just close that for a second. Yeah, so where did we get to? 3 ones. Yeah, we talked about that. Said hello to you, Skyjacker. I'll say hello to you again. I can't remember if I did it. My super glue screw top has decided to glue itself to the bottle. Beware of industrial strength adhesives. Oh, damn. That sucks. I've been down that road before, and it very nearly happened with my Gorilla Glue. I don't know where that's gone. It was around here. Oh, it's over there now. It's happened to me many, many a time. Particularly with the GW Spoop Super Glue. We talked about all that last week, didn't we? There was a number of recommendations for, I think it was Tamiya Super Glue, because it has a little brush in it. So maybe that will help you. Andrew Easter, it's 0-0 at half time. Okay, so cagey game. Cagey game. Love it. Wow. And you're literally on a stream watching contrast paint dry. Well, yeah, that's what I spend most of my day doing. And it's so much fun to watch. Watching paint dry. It's great fun. Hey, what? Can Wraith Bone work if I can't find Grey Seer for Space Wolves? I don't know the answer to that. I think what will happen is it will come out a very warm bluish grey. I think your best bet is to find, if you can't find Grey Seer, find a white primer. So Korax White or Halford's Auto Primer, or depending on where you are in the world, any kind of white primer from, white spray, as long as it comes. I do some research as to like what white primers. And I'm sure the members of the chat will have a number of recommendations in terms of white or other grey seer equivalents that might be easier to get hold of if you can't find grey seer. But I would avoid Wraithbone because Space Wolves Grey looks fine over Wraithbone, but it doesn't look Space Wolvesy enough. They'll look too hot, if you see what I mean. But it could work. I could be completely wrong. And if you do the Rust Grey glaze, that could work. I don't know. I personally wouldn't do it. USA. Right. Yeah. Chat, if you can think of a... Why do we keep getting this the same song over and over again?
You were everything I need. But then along came a time when you crushed my dreams. Oh yeah, you played me like a fool when you made me believe that the line
this is odd. We're really going through the songs that quickly. Anyway.
Crime everywhere. You're selling false hope because you just don't care. Nah, you just don't care.
Flingus Dingus, you're digging it. Good.
You just don't. Still selling false hope because you just
So are you, 90%? Awesome.
If we talking to a uniform, who the real? You know we in the deep south, so let's keep it real. This is what they used
Yeah, I mean, if the Vallejo Grey airbrush is like a similar tone to the grey seer, you just kind of want a bright white. I'm following your guide on painting Sisters of Repent. Chip picked up the paints needed today. Dive into that tomorrow. Awesome. Awesome. Have fun with that one. Sisters of Repent is a lovely kit. I do have it on repeat. What I might do is change the playlist to a slightly longer one. We can go to this one, the old favourite. I really like the way you do black with Basilicon and Grey, then Black Templar. I use it all the time when I paint black now. Good. Awesome. Question for you. What's the best way to get in touch about commissions if you do them, of course? I do commissions. The best way to get in touch with me is to either message me on Instagram or to email me at therealwarhipster@gmail.com. Or you can send me a smoke signal, a carrier pigeon, a telegram. For those, you'll need my address, which I could drop into the thing. But yeah, if you just shoot me a message on Instagram or email me at therealwarhipster@gmail.com. Because if you email it to thewarhipster@gmail.com, you don't get me, you get somebody else. This is the real Warhipster. Or maybe I'm the pretender, who knows. So when is the Bad Moon Cafe autograph session? Well, who knows? When the world definitely gets back to normal a little bit more, I will come across the Bad Moon Cafe, but I'll make a big deal of it. We'll I'll book the caf. We'll all come down and contrast paint together, and it'll be marvelous. I miss those guys. It's been a while since I've been there. In fact, I think the last time I was in Bad Moon Cafe was March last year. It's been a long time. I missed that place. You guys should, if you are in London or you're thinking about visiting London, you should check out Bad Moon Cafe. You've messaged me on Instagram. Okay. What's your Instagram handle? I might have missed it. I will look now. Whereabout in London is it? It's kind of between London Bridge and... yeah, I mean, there's the address. I'm trying to find you, Ben. Hey, tabletop ready. Yeah, let me know your handle, Ben, and I will find your message, or I will respond. Right, I've just got some more paint fins down, so I'm just going to quickly apply this to the model. I did get myself a Dominion box. It is behind me. Actually, it's not behind. It's on the floor behind me. It's coming very soon. It's pretty much going to be my focus of building that over the next couple of days. Ah, you just messaged me again. Okay. Right, I'll look at it in just a sec, Ben. And I will save it, and I'll add you to my top priority list. Get a bit of brush gymnastics to get around here. We should finish that section off because we don't want it to get all dark and spotty. Marvellous. We'll just do this bit in here as well. Just be nice and rough with it over the metallic. Some of the Dominion stuff is a bit gappy. Thank you for warning me about that, Paul. I really do appreciate that. That means I'm going to be cutting pegs off. Which was the worst, in your opinion? Which was the most gappy? Because that's the one I'll definitely just shave all the pegs off and call it a day. Ooh, missed a little bit down here. And we've got the wheel arch at the back here. Wheel arch? That's the actual wheel, Josh. Goodness gracious me. You clearly don't know anything about motorbikes in the 41st millennium. I don't know anything about the motorbikes in the 20th century. There we go. Nearly there. There we go. I think that's everything. Oh, no. Got the handlebars as well. I want to get this all over this central bit. Try and avoid that large computer screen, but accidents happen. Marvellous. There we go. We now have there we go. Right, we can just pop him to one side, and we can, or you can, I can pop him there, and you can watch paint dry. Just message you on a B Kovacs. Kovacs. $96. Have you messaged me? Oh yes, there you are. And I shall give you a follow as well, Ben. There we go. We will talk after the stream. I'm sure people don't want to just watch me text. But yes, more than happy, and I'll give you a quote and everything if you just let me know all of what you kind of want me to do, how much you want to do, and yeah, I'll let you know. Prices. The new Cruel Boy stuff looks amazing. Yes, it does. It is quite possibly the best destruction stuff ever, apart from possibly Kragnos. It's a gorgeous looking set. It really is. I'll just move him out of the way a little bit. I've had to be very, very, very disciplined to finish off that Blood Angels Redemptor Dreadnought. Bearing in mind I've had this box since Thursday last week. And I had the Razorbacks to finish and the Redemptor Dreadnought and needed to get them done to get that commission out of the way. So that I could just focus on this gorgeous set. I adore it. But yes, do not worry. We will be doing every single miniature in this box. I think that's 16 videos. I'm enjoying seeing all the Blood Angel stuff you've been painting. Still blows my mind. It's contrast. That's what I do with contrast. I blow minds. Some of the Sorcerer was pretty gappy. I ended up cutting the pegs on that one. Some of the Dominion I advised trimming the silly clip-on stems and give it glow flush. Yeah, okay. And the advice you gave me for Croak is amazing. Thank you. We'll post update on Discord. I cannot wait to see it. Thank you very much, Paul. There we go. We got our pre-shade on our chaplain. He's going to be ready for some black very soon. Although I suppose the sensible thing to do would be to put the blue on the body and then do the black all at once, wouldn't it? That would be the sensible thing to do. Because then we just cut our work in half for ourselves. Yes, well, we've got to wait for that to dry. So let's hang out, let's chat. You tell me something about you that I didn't know, and I'll tell you something about me that you don't know. I don't know where that came from. Evening, Chewy. Finishing an Ironclad before I get started on the Dominion box. Is that a Caradron Ironclad? Or is that an Ironclad Dreadnought? Both are acceptable. Oh, Paul, you didn't have to, but okay. I'm an ex-soldier who broke his back and painting saved me. Oh, amazing. I mean, I'm sorry that your back broke, and that must have been horrible, but... Wow. That's incredible, Paul. I'm in awe of you. Only buy Gene Stealer cult models if you dislike money. Fun fact, I just qualified as a primary school teacher. Very cool. Congratulations. And it's Caradron. Awesome. Caradron Ironclad. It's a model I look forward to painting. I currently have one in that box, down to my left-hand side. Okay, well, something that you don't know about me. What is something that you may not know about me? I mean, there's lots of things, but what's interesting? Okay, here's something embarrassing. I pass out whenever I experience pain that I'm not expecting. So, and it's total blackout, and it's something that only started in my sort of mid to late 20s. And the first time it happened, I was in the shower, and I bent down to pick up the shower gel, and I stood back up too quickly, and I trapped a nerve in my back, and that caused me to pass out. It's the first time it had ever happened, and it was horrifying. And it happens every time since then. I mean, I can cut my finger and it's fine, but if it's like, body pain, nah, I'm out. So it happened when I broke my ankle, happened when I went in the dentist surgery, and I had an abscess up here and they drained it, and then I went out and immediately passed out, and I nearly gave myself a concussion by knocking myself out on the floor as well. There you go. I don't know if you want a pat on the back or for us to shed a tear for you. Planning. Paul, it wasn't nice, but learnt to paint while in a wheelchair. Was in it for 2 years and then miraculously the physio started working and I can now walk. However, something you don't know, I am not left-handed. The shaky hands are a side effect of nerve damage. Name of my channel, lol. The Shaky Painter. Oh, there you go. Ben Thorne, I'm fully deaf in my left ear. Got a muted mic tattoo below my ear to show to people. That's awesome. That's a good way of communicating that. I like that a lot. I have mild tinnitus. Tabletop ready, I have ADHD. I'm trying to come up with things that you don't know. I'm trying to do one for everything that you guys tell me. All of them are Warhammer related and you already know them. Cheery, I recently... Paul's also deaf in his left ear as well. Oh, man. Cheery, I recently aggravated an old back injury and finding sitting for long periods difficult is hampering my painting progress currently. Oh, that sucks. Spain just missed a shot on goal. Neither side can score today. Well, that's promising for the week after next if England goes through. Well, the weekend. Italy as well. Same, wear earplugs to gigs and rehearsals. Yeah, I spent too many years as a youngster putting my head in the bass cone because it was cool. Why is it that you don't build in sub-assemblies? The reason I don't paint in sub-assemblies is because I am not in that habit of doing that. I also like to, it's kind of weirdly backwards, but in a way, for a new starter coming across my channel, I think sub-assemblies can be daunting. Because when I was a kid, I learnt to paint by building the whole model first. Because a lot of the models that I painted were metal. And, you know, it's just the way it is. I'm coming around to doing some more sub-assemblies. So, for example, Croak. Croak is in 2 assemblies. There's Croak, and then there's the entire rest of Croak, which isn't really sub-assemblies, but there you go. You're a qualified firefighter, but you work as a debt collector, Ben. Ooh. You've lived a varied life. Is debt collecting fun? Can't be fun. Fun story, when we were searching for a place to live in university in my 3rd year, we got into the habit of going to places and knocking on the door. So the estate agent would knock on the door, and if they didn't come within like a minute, somebody in our group would shout bailiffs, and you would just hear it go very, very quiet. And the estate agent got really annoyed with us and kept going, "We're not the bailiffs, it's the estate agent." And then the door would unlock, and they would be presented by 6 boys just giggling because we'd shouted bailiffs. 2 years ago I suffered vertigo and my brain forgot how to walk straight. I looked like a clown swaying side to side. Oh man. That sucks. Paul Nascout, I'm a walking nightmare to be honest. Lol, definitely left ear from gunfire. I'd have many mental health issues from combat. Yeah. Okay, you've lived a hell of a life, man. I can only imagine. I can only sympathise as well. But, you know, thank you for doing that. You know, for serving for your country. It's, you know, it's something that I don't think I would ever be able to do. I don't think I have the stones for it. And honestly, I really respect the fact that you did that. My croaks in 3 lol, croak his arms on the throne. Yeah, that sounds probably more sensible. Years ago I worked in a grated cheese factory. I lasted 2 days and won't eat grated cheese anymore. Really? It was that bad? Didn't they like auto grate? Like have an automatic grater? Debt collection is funny but also stressful. People don't quite understand why we're there. Some of the reasons / excuses they give are funny as to why they can't pay for XYZ thing. Well, there was a show, wasn't there, that was like debt collection / bailiffs thing, and one of those it was really funny to watch. But you know, obviously, I actually had a person tell me they couldn't afford a debt as they spent their money on Warhammer. All of my debt is because of Warhammer, so there you have it. Right, I think we are ready for some Black Templar. I think this is dry. We don't need to worry about the metallics here, because they're not going to be black. Just need to worry about all the armor panels. There's a little bit wet in there still. You're a qualified axe throwing instructor. Well, I mean, that's just badass, Paul. That's just absolutely, that's freaking awesome. Black Templar. There we go. We got another new pot of contrast paint. It might have been that show I was referring to. I can't remember the name of it. I find the idea of a grated cheese factory very peculiar. I also find that peculiar, but also fascinating. Actually, here's a fun one for you. Has anyone ever sat and really thought about what it takes to make cream of chicken soup? Cream of chicken soup. Every time I see it in the shop, I'm like, cream of chicken, eh? So is that a chicken that's been turned into a cream, or is that cream that comes from a chicken? If it's a chicken being turned into cream, what the hell happens there? Thoughts in the comments. I hope you don't have to give me a visit, Mr. Warhipster. Mr. Thorn. I don't know why I said my own name. Which contrast paint tastes nicest? Apothecary White. Definitely tastes the nicest. They all taste horrible. Alright, we've got some Black Templar. Oh. Another fresh contrast paint. But like chicken soup, I get. Chicken soup, 100% on board. I get it, I understand it. But I don't understand cream of chicken soup. It just makes me laugh every time I see it. It's terrible, I know. Soup isn't food, it's a drink. I used to think the same thing. But I do quite like soup. As my partner Alice would attest. In fact, there was a time when it was pretty much exclusively all I ate, which is pretty bad. Right, here we go. Let's get some Black Templar on this bad boy. So we're just going to paint this over the top of the armour of the bike. So we're just going to try and avoid the metallics. I have added a little bit of contrast medium into this as well, and that's just so I've got a lot of control over it. And if it's not quite black enough, I will just do a second coat. The main thing is that if you use Black Templar straight out of the pot in an instance like this, it's very tempting to do it because, you know, it will, I mean, it will cover over, it'll look absolutely fine, but it might not look, when you kind of pass it under certain light angles, you might just see kind of a little bit. So that's why I'm using a bit of contrast medium, just to make that a little bit easier, and also just so the paint goes a little bit further. There we go. Lovely stuff. Get this on the wheel as well. Lovely. I'll catch up with the chat in just a second. I'm just gonna let me just get this black on there because I've just read some of those messages and they're very funny. God, you guys make me laugh. This might be my favourite time of the week doing these streams. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Ooh. Missed a tiny little bit there as well. There we go. Alright, here we go. So we've got all the black on there. Well, at least the first part on the front. There we go, so just let that dry. Then we'll mix up some more paint and we'll do the back side. Let's catch up on the chat. 1-0 Italy. Curses. Super's improved his drink. Oh yeah, we've been there. Real cheese, but high flour content due to processing. Never thought I'd be the expert in the room on this topic. Yeah, I don't know anything. You should try cream of apothecary white. Oh, apothecary white turned into cream. Might ruin the taste. Not really want to create a cheese sandwich now. I'm gonna guess cream of chicken soup is made from leftover KFCs left on the street. Well, it could be. Who knows? With you being sponsored by Bamboo Cafe, do they pay you or supply models? They don't pay me. Originally, it was a case of I had a little bit of an extra discount by shopping in their shop, but then COVID happened, and I didn't feel like it was appropriate whilst they were struggling. So we've kind of both agreed that we wouldn't do that whilst COVID was happening. Do need to talk to them a little bit about it, but mostly it's just because, you know, I really love Bad Moon and I love to help get their name out there, and you know, it's nice to have a sponsor. But yeah, there is a benefit to it, but they don't pay me. You know, their margins are small as well, so yeah. They give him 10 minutes of Wi-Fi a week. That would be nice. What's the look that black Templar over a blue gives? Well, so we hopefully we'll have time to get there, but it gives you a kind of shiny, warm, Deathwatchy black. If you check out my tutorials on how to paint Deathwatch, you'll see that's what it looks like. Black Templar over a blue. Gravesend. Kent's answer to Birmingham. And good evening, Gloomspite Noob. And Andrew Easter with the first super chat. How do you keep a woman happy while you hobby? Well, when I'm not doing things like this, I think if Alice is watching, she might say something in the chat that I hope I do keep her very happy. I think the main thing is to take plenty of breaks and just check in, and also just be a really good dude when you're not hobbying, to earn that time hobbying. But she knows that this is my job, so you know, I am upstairs having fun, but yeah, she knows that this is having, you know, it's how it's important. So she's wonderful, and she was really very, very supportive. The main thing is she didn't make fun of Warhammer first, so that means we're already onto a winner. And yeah, I do that as well. I make it up to her afterwards as well. I make it up to her before I do this, and I make it up to her after, you know. And I make sure that we have food. I try to make sure that we have food. Hello, Archeon. How are you? Crips the Nerd could answer that one. How to keep a woman happy while you hobby. If he had one. Which is really harsh. Sorry. You need to leave the Hell's Reach audiobook on for her to listen to. Well, she read Galaxy in Flames and she loved it. She's a busy lady. She's a very busy lady. I'm trying to. She's started painting. She's done her first couple of. Well, she's in progress with her first couple of miniatures. They're over here. She started doing some Mirrormorn Banshees, which is really cool. It was a lot of fun to hobby with her. It's great stuff. Maybe I will just leave the whole Hell's Reach audiobook on for her. Women love men who have hobbies they love to do. Damn right they do. Yeah, no, I mean she loves that I enjoy this. She loves how passionate I am about it, and it's the greatest support I could ever ask for. I always try to involve my wife, and to be honest, without her input on colours, heaven knows what my minis would end up like. My woman is really supportive. She has zero interest in Warhammer, but loves seeing what I paint. That's awesome. Actually, yesterday when I finished off that Blood Angels Wave 1 commission, I called down to Alice and was like, "Come here, I want you." She likes saying the stuff I do as well. She doesn't understand it. She's trying. She's starting painting and she gets it. But she also just she's impressed by me, which I love. Your hands are confusing me. Are my hands confusing you? What are my hands doing that are confusing you? I'm trying not to confuse you. Am I being weird? Was I being... Was I being unintentionally weirdly dirty? I do apologise. I fidget a lot. Ah, right. Yes, I do. I do fidget a lot. I do apologise. I've completely forgotten where I was going to do this. Oh yes, in here. Do, 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 do. Highly detailed details. Nope. There's a little bit down there that I missed. Back on that. Lovely. Get this bit here and that back wheel as well. Very careful going in between. do. Get that bit under there as well. Just get between there too. There we go. Now we've got the wheel to do. And we can probably, about now, do the second coat on that very first part that we did before. That really nice dark black. Oop. Right, well, we're looking at the front here. So we're not going to do the wheel because we want that to be that colour. I think that looks nice and like a rubber tyre. So we'll just add some more of this black around here on the armour panel. Should look real good. There it is. That's a little too much paint at once. Marvelous. Now this bit is still drying, I think. Oh no, maybe not. We've still got the paint, so we might as well use it. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Nice and black that is. So we'll just pop that down for now. Me and my wife came to an agreement. I don't ask how much she spends on plants, and she doesn't ask what I spend on models. Both are never-ending hobbies. Yes. My wife's much happier than me doing this than getting engrossed in computer games. Well, this is more productive. But computer games are really fun as well. Stroking your paintbrush. I'm not doing that. I'm doing it right now. Sorry. One hand is on the mouse. I must stress. What's been the best model you've painted and what's been the worst? Let's have a look. One of the ones I'm the least happy with is my old Star Drake. I would like to redo it. I would like to strip it and do it again. It's just the primer wasn't very good, and I just kind of lived with it and just painted over it. And I also didn't thin my paints very well on it. This is years ago now. That must be 4-year-old Star Drake, maybe. I think that might be my worst model that I've painted. It's the one I'm least happy with. Best model I've painted, I think we were talking about it earlier. I think it's all the big ones I've done recently. Zarek, Teclis was done last year. Be'lakor, Kragnos. There's a lot of stuff that I'm really pleased with. It's very difficult to pick favourites. Do I follow Siege Studios, and if I do, what do I think of their work? I do follow Siege Studios. I think they are a fantastic painting studio. They do a lot of airbrushing, which airbrushing personally isn't for me. That's just my only personal preference. Sometimes I think with airbrush, like particularly with tanks and stuff, when they kind of do the gradient on the tank thing, it just makes the tank look really shiny, and in my mind tanks aren't really shiny. So yeah, I mean, I think they're a bunch of talented, wonderful people, and you know, they're very expensive though. I'm a lot cheaper, just saying. My wife is very supportive. She said I need to pursue it as I'm a commission painter. I know it's a hard thing to get into, but have a nice steady stream of clients. Oh, good. Congratulations. Commission painting is difficult. It is tough. Tabletop ready. I tried commission painting. It wasn't for me, so started a channel instead. Found it hard to charge enough to make it worth a while. It's a difficult one, isn't it, with commission painting? Definitely is. Kataro. Hey Kataro, how you doing? Are you good? Hope you're well. My own underdog. My opinion on Siege is they're amazing, but their prices are insane. But you pay for what they do. Yeah. They're like the premiere. I'm stroking my paintbrush again. Sorry, Andy. They are expensive, but you get what you pay for from Siege Studios. What's it like painting and streaming without underground trains every 7 minutes? It is absolutely marvellous. At my old place in Croydon, I lived right next to the Wadden train station. So I had trains passing through every 10 to 15 minutes. It was great fun. Trying to record in those was very difficult. Oh, it's 1-1. It's exciting. It's football at its finest. The Titans of Spain versus the Giants of Italy, making them both seem relatively normal sized. Lots of layer of cover. Yep, Lewis. That's how we get there with these kind of larger open areas. But you can see we've got two distinct tones on there, which is great, because we want that kind of smoother black on there. We want that kind of slightly less black on the tyre, and we're going to get a blue black on that chaplain. We probably don't need to do the second layer on the back because it's a very small area. Probably just needed to do that on the front. Hey, Warhipster. That's me. My wife moans about my Warhammer addiction, and yet she bought a £1,300 Gucci bag for her birthday. Yes, she bought it for herself, and I'm about £800 behind that, so she can shut up. Very fair. My favourite model has been the Deathwatch Watchmaster. The worst one is Dark Angel Banner Bearer. It has a lot of detail on the banner, which really catches the eye if you mess it up. Is that the Deathwing banner, or is that the Ravenwing banner? Because they're both heinous to paint. Croydon, such a lovely part of London. I enjoyed my time in Croydon. I really did. I lived in Streatham before, a little while ago. Actually, before Croydon, I lived in Cheltenham, where I live now. And then before Cheltenham, I lived in Leamington Spa. And before Leamington Spa, I lived in Streatham for 5 years. I loved Streatham. Holburn's nice. I liked Holburn. Spent a lot of time in Holborn, actually. Love the Gaunt's Ghost bid, by the way. Thank you very much. I was really pleased with Gaunt's Ghosts. They were a lot of fun to paint. Who's excited for this weekend's preview in case they're going to announce new guard? People are convinced Krieg are coming. Loving the 80s theme tune. Yeah, that's what I like to go for. I'm going to get an 80s album, we're just going to vibe to it. I've actually started watching Glow on Netflix. It's been a lot of fun. Quite like that show. I'm enjoying it, at least. The Green Wing Banner Bearer, it's a resin model that GW had. The banner was twice the size of Marine, so it drew right to it. Oh, right, okay. I'm in Coventry near Leamington. Oh, nice. Yeah, Coventry's very close to Leamington. Fiddling with his tip again. I can't help it. I'm a fiddler. This is the thing, guys. I'm waiting for paint to dry. I just fiddle. It's a problem. I do apologise. It's all Orcs, isn't it? Well, I think it's going to be Orcs, but people are convinced that because there's a Krieg mask in the background of the photos they keep posting, that there's going to be an announcement of some new Astra Militarum as well. Specifically Plastic Krieg, I think, is what people think is coming. The original Washington here. George? I know what you mean. Can he wait for them to announce the new Primaris Lieutenant? Who knows, it might be. Glow's amazing. Was gutted they cancelled it. I did not know it was cancelled. I thought it was finished. So that means it finishes early. Damn. I thought it was supposed to be 40k Orcs and Nuke Kill Team. Well, this is what I mean. They've said Orcs, but people keep telling me they're also going to announce Plastic Krieg. I put no stock in such rumours, but it would be nice to see. Did you use a single coat of Black Templar on the tyres and 2 coats on the bike? Looks like a darker shade on the bike. Yes, I did. That's exactly what I did. So it's gone grey, 1 layer of grey and then 1 layer of black on the tyres, 1 layer of grey and then 2 layers of black on the bike. And it's because I used a bit of medium to thin down the black on the first go round. So we want that armour to be nice and solid colour black, whereas that tyre we want it to be a dark grey, or more like a rubber tyre. As rubbery as a tyre can possibly be in the 41st millennium. So that's why we've done that. But yeah, that's why we've got those kind of 2 distinct blacks going on there. Because we did that second layer. Ba-do-do-do-do. I just want Kill Team new boxes to have terrain in them. I have 3 boxes of Kill Team just for terrain. Yeah, those original like what they called Ulfric's Claws or whatever, things like that. They were quite cool. They came with like a few bits of terrain plus 5 models. That was a good idea, I thought. Yeah, 1-to-1 with contrast medium on the tyres. Could even be Steel Legion. Yeah, it could. Could. I'm hoping that there will be some lovely new Astra Militarum. I don't think there will be, but who knows? Probably going to be Militarum in the Kill Team box. Probably. Or it could be like Underworlds does its little war bands where you get like those unique miniatures. Maybe that's what we're going to move towards. We'll get unique models for Kill Team, and maybe there'll be like 5 plastic Kriegsmen. I heard it's new squats. I heard it's a plastic Thunderhawk with the lion riding it. The Scatter Necron terrain was rubbish. It was the reason I didn't buy that box, because I didn't want to have all of that, because there was no chance I was ever going to paint it. Get a Yarrick against Orcs. Yeah. Sounds likely, doesn't it? Imagine if they announced a new starter box of Krieg versus Orcs or something. Yeah, I think that would blow everyone's mind. Plastic Thunderhawk, yep. +1 for Plastic Thunderhawk. Right, we've got another paint. I just need to quickly look at the picture. It is all black. Okay. Okay. We are going for our third style of black on one miniature. So we're using Ultramarines blue here over the top of the Chaplain's armour. Do. Pouch there. Yep, those are some pouches. Get on there. Ooh. Got a nice dark blob there. Nuts. We'll finish that bit off first. Do. I don't know if you've ever heard me talk about this before, but sometimes I marvel at the extra details that I don't spot when I'm building it. And one thing I have just spotted there, which is really cool, is those leather straps on the inside of the gauntlet. Which is just a really nice little detail. It's a bit cool. That's a tricky angle. Whoa. Nearly there. Just the leg to go. There we go. Sorry, I went so quiet for a minute there. I was just really concentrating. I think I've got all of it. Just a little bit just there. There we go. Time to catch up with the chat. Wish they'd give some old regiments some love. Mordy and Praetorian have the original metal models of both. Yes, I agree. That would be awesome. That'd be an awesome move to an Underworlds 40k style game. Imagine the miniatures. Exactly. Been campaigning for this for a while. To be honest, Gino needs to update all of the molds for all of the armies. Update everything prior 2018. Their cost and such would go down and the sales would increase drastically. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of time though. Oh, the game's gone to extra time. Flipping heck. I think when Elder come out, they will do what they did with Sisters. Maybe. That would be really nice. Time for this sleep for this old guy. Take care all, and thanks again, Mr. Warhipster. Thank you, Marty. Thanks for hanging out. Italy on pens. Did Italy win on penalties? Is it too late to join in with your monthly painting thing? No, never too late. You say marvel, I say curse. I just found a tiny frog on Croak that I hadn't noticed when building. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? This month's deadline is 21st of July. Yeah, so for the monthly painting thing, for the Tale of Many Warhipsters, you can join in, absolutely. You just have to paint 1 unit per month. The current deadline for month 2, chapter 2, is the 21st of July. It's that week. And that's that July. It's not a hard deadline, 21st of July. It's just that week is when you need to get your first unit painted for your Army of Passion. My blood letters, I've got 8 of them done. And I've got 2 left with which to film the video. Is this Lo-Fi Zelda playing right now? No, sorry. Yeah, Gloom missed the deadline this first month and is chipping in with millions of Nurgle. Yeah, he's gone over the top and it's fantastic, the stuff he's been working on. Tabletop Ready's been working on an army. Yeah, so all you need to do is you need to, once you've got that first unit done, or if you've painted more, fabulous, for your passion project. If you're doing orcs, that's great. All you need to do is email the pictures to me at therealwarhipster@gmail.com before or during the week of the 21st of July. So ergo, you can still get involved. There's a video on it in the channel. Paint a unit in a month. Send pics to Warhipster way. My jobs are good. Yeah. Yeah, just like I said, just shoot it to the. This chat's got it. You don't need me. You guys are fantastic. I love you. There we go. We are just once again waiting for the paint to dry. Oh, so it's currently in extra time. Penalties haven't started yet. Thanks, Ross, for hanging out. Much appreciated. Thanks for stopping by. You've changed your army for Tale of Many Warhipsters. Okay. What have you changed it to, Paul? Sorry, I was just responding to an important message there. question for y'all. Favourite Warhammer character? Mine is Rylanor. Ancient Rylanor of the Emperor's Children. Excellent choice. Favourite Warhammer character? Oh, that's a great question. Can I have 3? Can I have 3 favourite characters? In 3 different settings? Is that allowed? Because in Age of Sigmar, my favourite character is Gardas Steelsoul. In 30k, my favourite character is a toss-up between... Let's go with Garrow, because he's alive longer. Saul Tarvitz was with us for such a brief time. He's so close to being my top favourite, but I think Garrow is my favourite. And in 40k, my favourite character in 40k... Oh, ooh. There's so many great ones to choose from. Do you know what, mine having... I did a great binge of audiobooks of the Blood Angels. I think my 40k favourite character might be Dante. And Flingerstinks is the same, Dante. Grimgor Ironhide. Yeah, he's a great character. Greyfax, she's awesome. She's just hardcore. I know you asked me for my favourite and I gave you 3. In 3 different systems. I feel like that's allowed, surely? I mean, in the world that was, my favourite was, what's his name? Balthazar Gelt. Just because in Total War Warhammer he's hilarious. Although Malekith is awesome. I do like a bit of Malekith. Lizzie Lai says Balthazar Gelt as well. The winds of Jamon take you! Ikit Claw was always my favourite. It's a good, strong choice. See, in Age of Sigmar, there's a lot of choices. They're all Stormcast. Because I love Loris Grimm. Just so... That bloody Broken Realms Be'lakor book. I really like Tarsus Bullheart. I really love just all of the Hallowed Knights characters. Morbus, Tegris, they're all great. Vandus Hammerhand is a bit of a lad as well. Yeah, there's lots. I also really like it's more Stormcast, but what's his name? Balthus Aram, who is also Balthazar Gelt. Confirmed. Welcome to Estalia, gentlemen. Indeed. Balthazar Gelt. Or Balthus Aram, as he is now known. Good night, Flingerstingus. Thanks for hanging out. It's been lovely chilling with you. Enjoyed it. How's that Ultramarines blue looking? Yeah, still drying a little bit. Just give it a few more minutes. And we'll get that Black Templar on there. Do. No, Gelt is alive and well as a Stormcast. I would recommend listening to the Soul Wars book. If you listen to the Soul Wars audiobook, it follows a Lord Arcanum or Lord Arcanum, of the Anvils of the Heldenhammer. The Anvils of the Heldenhammer are kind of like they've got the most ancient souls in them, and as a consequence of that, they also have some of the most powerful souls. And the Lord Arcanum of the of one of the chambers of the Anvils of the Heldenhammer is Balthus Arum, and Balthus Arum is Balthazar Gelt. It's basically all but confirmed in that book. Because Nagash looks at him and goes, "You and I have worked before. I recognise you." And Balthazar Arum is like, "I kind of remember that, and I never will again. I am Sigmar through and through." And Nagash is like, "One day you will serve me again. I'm Nagash, grumpy. And also Balthazar Arum uses a lot of metal magic. And he goes, "I've always been more attuned to the wind of metal. I don't know why." But yeah, check it out. Go listen to the Soul Wars book. It's great fun. Funny story, my desk faces my main window, my curtains are open. I live on the first floor. Looked up and saw something, shat myself and realised it was my reflection. that's nice. Ben, I'm a disappear now. Gonna go nerd out on Star Wars. Good night, y'all. Until next time. Thanks for stopping by, Ben. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy Star Wars. Hope you have a good time. Are you really try? It's very nearly getting there. I've really been enjoying the Siege of Terror series recently. I haven't got there yet. I'm still reading Horus Heresy. Quite often people tell me to just listen to the audiobooks, but I own them all in paperback. Every single one. I own all of them. And, yeah. I just want to read them. Because it's been locked down and I've not been going anywhere, I haven't been reading. Most of my spare time is spent painting, rather than sitting quietly and reading a nice book. You see, I'm kind of new to AOS or its lore in general, even with fantasy, as I've only joined the hobby last year. Is he available as a model, or do I have to convert this sneaky fella? So you don't have to. He is, if we go Lord Arcanum on the Games Workshop website. So you can take a... let's have a look. Balthus Arum. See, if he rides a Taurolon, then we're in luck. He doesn't ride a Taurolon by the looks of things. He does ride something. I think it might be a Griff Charger. Yeah, it's Griff Charger called Quicksilver. So, I think if you go Games Workshop, it might still be available. Again, I could be wrong. Oh yeah, the old model is Balthazar Gelt is he long gone, but I think. Oh no! Last chance to buy, maybe. Here we go. Soul Wars. So it comes with, on Soul Wars, Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger. Yeah, so if you can get from the Soul Wars box, if you can get the Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger from that, you can use that as Balthazarum. Lizzie. So talking of Star Wars, what's everyone's favourite movie? We'll come back to that one in a minute. Need to start reading 40k books. No idea where to start though. Seems daunting. The best way to start with 40k books, I think, is to... It depends on who you want to read. But a good start is just to, like, for example, read the Dark Imperium series. There's 3 books in them. If you want to read 40k, if you want to read 30k, Horus Heresy, just read that. But Dark Imperium is a good place to start with understanding the world of where it is right now. God Blight is supposed to change the entire game, so you'll get a good idea of everything that's gone on and is going on by reading that series. Thing with Lockdown, have 4,000 points of Goblins, 500 points of Custodians, and 1,000 points of Death Guard. Never played a game of AOS or 40k since getting back into the hobby last year. Soon, Gloom, soon. Horus Heresy is a good place to start, yeah. Isn't 500 points of Custodians 1 model? 7 models, yeah. Pay to paint really, seeing as I started during lockdown. I don't have any local tabletop friends, so I'm purely just painting at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, if you can pick up the Lord Arcanum on on Griff Charger by getting the Soul Wars box or by finding him on eBay, if you just paint him in the colours of the Anvils of the Heldenhammer, you've got yourself Balthazar Gelt in the Age of Sigmar world. Like anything focusing on the Lion and Dark Angels. Yeah, there's the Dark Angel series in Horus Heresy. I can't remember which one's the first one. It might be Fallen Angels is the first Dark Angels book. And I think there's a Lion Primarch novel as well. And there is the Luther novel as well, which is all Dark Angels-y. I think we're ready for some black on this guy. More black at least. Get that Black Templar a good shake. Here we go. Get that Black Templar over the top of that Ultramarines blue. Do. Size up. That was weird. Got the backpack to do. Black in there as well. There we go. Lovely stuff. Maybe a lot of people around you, Facebook gaming groups, contact local store and ask about clubs or shout in Discord if you're vaguely local to any of us. Yes, Lizzie. Absolutely. I want more story for Cypher, my favourite 40k character. I think you're going to get it. I think in the Siege, you're going to find out who Cypher really is. And then you might get another novel that's all about him. The Lion needs his sword back. It certainly does. So Ed, otherwise known as the Sandman, and I believe that he's one of two people. And depending on which one of those people depends on what it is he's actually planning on doing with that sword. It's either Astalan, I think it's Astalan, or Zahariel. If it's Zahariel, he's a baddie. If it's Astalan, he's a goodie. He's trying to wake the lion up. Lots of cool stuff. started to read Horus Heresy, couldn't get into it, never read Warhammer before. Think I need to read something closer to 40k. Might try Dark Imperium. Dark Imperium's a great shout. Yeah, that would be cool. People were waiting for the line to return back in the 90s. Yes, they certainly were. Probably more dead than dead already. Yeah, well, yeah. If anyone has read Godblight, do let me know. Apparently Vulcan is very much alive. He's just being mean and won't return unless salamanders get off their butts. Yep, that's exactly right. He left them basically a treasure hunt with no clues. Which is a bit unfair. Don't read Indomitus, it's a Gav Thorpe toy advert and it's poor. Yeah, that's what I've been told. You can probably, Daz, get Dark Imperium from Audible. I think there's an audiobook version of it. And it'll be a free credit, or $8.99 or whatever it is a month, just to get one. If you subscribe, you get a free credit. You get 3 free credits, I think, if you subscribe to Audible. So you could get potentially all 3 of the Dark Imperium books. Just listen to them while you paint, if you like that sort of thing. I use Audible for a lot of my Warhammer consumption. So if there's a Dominion audiobook, that'll be my next one that I'm going to listen to, if it exists. It might not exist just yet. Fingers crossed it does. I'm pretty certain Dark Imperium is available on Audible. Let's have a look. Dark Imperium. Yep, there it is. All 3. Dark Imperium, Plague War, and Godblight. There you go. You think we'll ever get Plastic Kriegsman Warhipster, or do you think the rumours are madness? Well, I want to believe the rumours so badly. I could see it happening. I could also see it not happening. Which I know is a real... I want it to happen. It'd be really, really cool. Would you rather die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain? Oh. Depends on the villain. Do I live long enough to become, say, Thanos? Or do I live long enough to become, like, Scarecrow in the Dark Knight trilogy? Because, you know, one's infinitely better than the other. Obviously, I'd rather die before to be the hero. I really want the Gaz book on audio. There's a Gazgul book? Is there? Interesting. I know they got behind. I know they got behind on the audiobooks because there's a couple that I've been waiting for, like Black Pyramid, which is another God of Steel Soul book. Hopefully that comes out in audio. Oh, it's penalties, is it? It's going to be penalties. Would you rather die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become Alfarius? We're all already Alfarius. We just don't even know it. Golly gosh. Penalties between Italy and Spain. Well. You've got to hope, haven't you, that whoever faces either Italy or Spain in the final is at a bit of an advantage, because Italy and Spain will be very tired. I can't see England-Denmark going to extra time. I'm hoping England win. Sorry for all my Denmark fans. Danish friends. Penalties between those two. You would never have guessed it, right? Hey ho. Well. What's the state of this guy? Oh, we've missed a little bit. I love your confidence, Dazron. I'm cautiously optimistic. No team is beating England. Oh, such big words. Oh, I want to believe you, Daz. I just can't. 55 years of hurt. It's okay, Danish people wouldn't tell you they are upset even if they were. Used to live in Copenhagen, some of the nicest people on planet Earth. That's nice. Have you ever thought about experimenting with other paint brands? I've heard nothing but joy and happy faces about Pro Acryl paints. Yeah, I've thought about it. Particularly with metallics. Metallics is one that I want to experiment with. I do have some Army Painter metallics, and I have some Instar Paints metallics as well. I want to try some things like the Tamiya and the Vallejo metallics as well, because I think you can always find better metallics than the Citadel ones. I use the Citadel ones in all of my videos because I'm kind of shooting for the biggest market there, you see. Because there's nothing worse than kind of, you know, being a relatively novice painter and you go, I want to learn how to paint Stormcast, and you go online and you find a video and you think, oh, this will be great, and it goes, welcome to this video. The first thing you're going to need is an airbrush and this gold from this paint manufacturer you've never heard of before. Do you know what I mean? So I try and avoid doing that. That's why I use the GW stuff. I also think the GW stuff is better than a lot of people give it credit for, but yeah, I definitely want to experiment. I'm old. This is the best England team all round I've ever seen. What about the England cricket team that won the Ashes? Nah, I'm joking. You'll either trounce Denmark or make life really difficult for yourselves and go to pens. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. It's either going to be like it was against Ukraine, or I don't know, like Denmark will score early and then England will score right at the death and it'll be a nice draw and we'll go into extra time and Denmark might score again and then England might claw it back just at the death again, and then it's penalties. And I would back them to win a penalty shootout, this England squad, particularly after they broke the curse in the last World Cup. But I use Citadel only for my vids for those very reasons. Exactly. yeah. It's one of the things that when I kind of started really learning how to hobby, because I knew how to paint, but I didn't really know how to paint really well. And of course, the internet is a fantastic resource for that. What I was finding a lot of on YouTube, particularly in those early days, sort of like 6-7 years ago, because I mean, I've been doing this hobby for years and years and years, but I never really had anyone to teach me, so I just used to do it my own way. And then, yeah, there is when I was kind of learning on the return to the hobby, after a little bit of a break, there was all this stuff on the internet about how to paint, and pretty much everything I read. So I'd find myself searching how to paint X using Games Workshop paints only, and I would still find videos where it was like, we are painting such and such using Games Workshop paints, but before we do that, we are unfortunately going to use Vallejo game color, and it's like, but that's not GW paint. So I try and avoid doing that. I'd also love to expand paint-wise. I'm just scared to do so because I already have so many Citadel paints. Yeah, I mean, if you've ever seen my paint rack, it's, you know, I have over 150. I think the thing to do is to kind of look at paints that mirror them but are potentially better. Like if you've got Stormhost Silver, for example, I think it's Mithril Seal Silver from Army Painter that's supposed to be very, very good. Or Chrome Air. I think that's Vallejo. And my brother has just texted me saying, whilst you're in the middle of the penalty shootout, he's just remembered Jason Punchin's penalty and now can't stop laughing. And if anyone remembers Jason Punchin's penalty, it's one of the funniest penalties you'll ever watch in your life. Yeah, I hear great things about Chrome Air. Mostly just want to expand my reaches beyond Citadel, break the mold almost. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of great painting providers out there. As far as I know, there aren't any other contrast paints. Well, no, we've been over this before. Someone else does do them, Scale 75. But everything I've read about them is that the Scale 75 ones are not very good. The Scale 75 contrast or instant colour, I think they call them. I think it's Scale 75. They're just very pastely, very washed out. That's what I've been told. I looked at a couple of videos of them and I was like, nah, I'm not interested. Games Workshop contrast paints all the way. But yeah, sure, Lizzie. I mean, absolutely expand. The few forays I had with the Army Painter Metallics was really good. Tamiya are great. Yeah. 3-2 to who? 3-2 to Italy. It's gonna be an Italy-England final. Gold next. On this guy. That would be where I would probably go next. Although I would probably actually finish the bike and then move on. Pro Acryl paints. I'm going to look it up now, Lizzie. Pro Acryl paint. Pro Acryl. Do they have a website? Rather than a stockist? I'd like to look at their website if possible. Pro Acryl. Pro Acryl Monument Hobbies? Is that it? Is it American brand? If you've got a website, drop it into the chat for me. Yeah, no, I found them on an Element as well. I just wanted to look at their specific website. A really good set of paints to check out, Lizzie, if you're interested in them as well, is Vallejo. Not Vallejo. Oh, we've already talked about that. Is talk about Instar. Instar paints are really interesting. Instar do some pretty awesome extra stuff as well. One thing they do that's really good is this stuff, which is a really good way of like thinning down paints. I use this like on my personal models. Again, when I'm painting tutorials, I use contrast medium rather than this because I don't want to, you know, create a barrier for somebody to paint. But Water Plus is great for thinning down base and layer paints. I want to try the two-tone metallics. Nice. Italy-England final. You calling it there, Paul? Italy-England final? Well, we'll see tomorrow, won't we? I just tried to open the game, but it did not work. My computer is tapped out. Have Italy won? I'll do some investigating on Pro Acryl. I'll have a look at it. Yeah, Element is generally pretty good for that kind of stuff. Anything that I can't get from Bad Moon, I'll get from Element. There you go. Italy into the final of Euro 2020. I think on that note, it's 11:15. We've done quite a fair bit on this Chaplin. We've got all of the black on. You can see we've got that nice blue shiny black. Got that industrial black there. We've got those lovely black tyres as well. We've got all that metallic silver on there as well, which is really good. So, yeah, I think on that note, we are going to call it there. Thank you very much for hanging out. We've been streaming for about 2 hours and 15 minutes, so that's about it. Rather than starting anything new, otherwise we'll be here all night, which, you know, you might be into. But I mean, I might be into it as well. But I need to go and chill out for a little bit. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. I usually want to stream on Tuesdays. I've been doing it on Wednesdays the last couple of weeks because of the England games. And, you know, I'm not a fool. I want to watch those games. And also, you know. But, yeah, thanks very much for hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Tell your friends. Let's get more people to come hang out on these streams because it's a lot of fun. And if you have any questions, do... it'll be... Lizzie, the next stream will be same time next week. Provided there isn't England final, which I don't think it is. I think that's on Sunday. But you're very welcome, Tabletop Ready. I'm glad we kind of cheered you up a little bit. But yeah, weekly streams. I will schedule the next one after this. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Tell your friends. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time for another fantastic stream. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Happy wargaming.